Happy Saturday, people. I'm Matt Lieberman. Donald Trump visited Mexico this Wednesday and delivered a speech on immigration in Arizona that many Republican leaders hoped would pivot him into a gentler, more electable candidate. The speech instead doubled down on the positions that Trump established early on in his campaign. Meanwhile, North Korea has executed its vice premier for education, and Dropbox has a massive data breach. This is The Loop. Donald Trump, a Republican nominee for president, visited Mexico Wednesday for the first time since he began his campaign last year. A campaign where one of the central issues is illegal immigration, and one of the most popular and polarizing promises is the construction of a 2,000-mile wall on the US-Mexico border, one that Trump insists that the Mexican government will pay for. So upon meeting with Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto for the first time, one would think that the issue would come up. However, during a press conference following their closed-door meeting, when asked by a reporter if they had discussed the wall, Trump said, "We didn't discuss payment of the wall, that'll be for a later date," a claim that President Nieto later refuted. Nieto said via Twitter, "At the start of the conversation with Donald Trump, I made clear that Mexico will not pay for the wall." A spokesman for President Nieto told The Guardian that Trump's version of events is still technically accurate, as Trump did not respond to Nieto's opening statement about who would pay for the wall. Therefore, no discussion did in fact take place. It's difficult to trust President Nieto at his word, as his approval rating is epically low at about 23%, and he needed this meeting to go well. However, Mexicans are disappointed that he was not more firm with Trump, who ultimately came away looking more presidential than usual. Leon Krause, a Mexican journalist, tweeted what he thought the president should have said: "There will not be a wall, sir, and you must apologize. It was that easy." However, whatever softening on Mexico and immigration Trump appeared to have while standing next to President Nieto, he made sure in a speech Wednesday night to stamp out any ideas that he was soft on immigration. In his speech, he pledged to deport millions of undocumented immigrants by creating a deportation force that would hunt down illegal aliens in the United States. He also claimed that there will be no amnesty of any kind for immigrants who commit any crime whatsoever. All illegal immigrants face deportation, but according to The Guardian's analysis, Trump implied that his core focus is not on all of the 11 million illegal immigrants in the US, but on the approximately 2 million undocumented immigrants with alleged criminal records. Trump said, "We will begin moving them out day one. My first hour in office, those people are gone." This speech will likely have a significant impact among both Trump supporters and opponents, as these positions are unlikely to change between now and Election Day. Meanwhile, South Korean sources are reporting that North Korea has executed Kim Jong-jin, their vice premier of education, reportedly for having poor posture during a public event, which was deemed a sign of disrespect by higher-ranking members of the government. The execution was carried out in July by a firing squad. Another high-ranking official, Kim Yong-chol, the head of North Korea's United Front Department, was made to undergo, quote, "revolutionary measures" for his demeanor, which Reuters called overbearing. He was reportedly sent to an isolated farm for a month of forced re-education. It's unknown at this time whether or not the country's leader, Kim Jong-un, personally called for these measures, but as the leader of his country, he ultimately does authorize all state actions. This news follows the high-profile defection of North Korea's deputy ambassador in London, which Reuters reports was an embarrassing blow to Kim Jong-un's regime. Ironically, as we discuss the death of an education minister in North Korea, news of life emerges from the same region. David Sneddon, an American who disappeared in 2004 while hiking in China, is believed to be alive in North Korea, where he teaches English. This effectively confirms reports from the time of his disappearance that he was in fact kidnapped by members of the North Korean government. In 2004, Sneddon's parents clung to this theory, as Sneddon was fluent in both English and Korean, making him a valuable asset. As of this week, Sneddon's parents discovered that the US State Department has launched an official investigation in hopes of finding and extraditing Sneddon from the nation. Considering what just happened to Kim Jong-jin, we hope that David Sneddon is found soon. Online storage giant Dropbox was hacked back in 2012, but the users' email addresses and passwords, some 68 million of them, have finally been leaked onto the internet. The information dump was discovered by security notification specialist Leakbase, who passed the word along to tech blog Motherboard. Troy Hunt, the security researcher at the head of website Have I Been Pwned, verified the find after discovering the account details of both himself and his wife. Last week, Dropbox distributed notifications to users who had not updated their passwords since the hack occurred, but it's too late for some. At the time of the hack, Dropbox had about 100 million users, which means that over 2/3 of their user base were hacked. Now, back in 2012, Dropbox actually had pretty solid data security, and were in the process of upgrading their data encryption at the time of the hack. About half of the passwords on the site had already been upgraded from the old standard, known as SHA-1, to the higher security standard known as bcrypt. The good news is, bcrypt is very secure, and Troy Hunt believes that the vast majority of the passwords on the site are still secure even with the leak now public. He still encourages users to change their passwords if they feel at all in doubt about their security. But Wait, if the data security was solid, how did the hack even happen? The breach was actually the result of a hack at the social network LinkedIn, where a Dropbox employee had an account. Their account's password, which was stolen in the LinkedIn hack, was also their password for Dropbox's corporate network. This should serve as a reminder to change passwords frequently and to not use the same passwords for work and for play. Should have multiple, maybe a couple, maybe three. Three good ones. Special characters you should also have. Now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Trump's visit to Mexico or his speech? How do you feel about what's going on in North Korea? How do you feel about Dropbox's hack? Do you feel secure? Let me know down in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Matt Lieberman, and until next time, you're in the loop. Thanks for watching. US President Barack Obama called Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos to offer his congratulations.
I mean, you get like the
Sent you.
nude pics and then